So this is an explanation of how to make the Chuck Close picture using the grid. We want to show the grid. We're going to limit the number of spaces that we're using and how we're using those spaces. Now this one is going to be in color. I've got my colored pencils available. I'm using light brown, a regular brown, a black, white, and terracotta. The first thing I need to make sure I have is the grid is on my picture and my ruler is labeled. My bigger ruler for my paper and the grid on the paper, and they're all ready and lined up. I'm going to adjust the camera so it's a little bit closer, a little bit easier to see. Give me just a second. So here we're looking at it a little closer. Every square on here is one square up here. When I fill in the squares, I can divide it into 4 smaller squares if I want to, or I can leave it as one bigger square if that works for me. So I've been working a little bit. This was light brown, all light brown in the A square. Half was light brown in the B, and half was brown with black on top of it. And then C was the same way. And then D was brown with black on top on the bottom half of D and E, black on the top of D and E. So now we're moving on to F, and it looks about the same, all black in all of those squares. So I'm fill all of those in black. I'm choosing to do filling them in, but if you're using, have another better method, different idea that you would like to use, you're welcome to use it. And then it goes back to the brown on the bottom. For G and H, so I'm just going to go ahead and do both at the same time, but I'm going to also keep them separate with that slight line between, and then I'm going to put black over that so it's a little darker. And then black on top. Darken this over here just a little bit more so it matches. And then I go into I, and I has, looks like black down in this bottom corner. And the dark brown, which is regular brown with black on top of it, upper section. And then I look at J, and it's got that black on top of it, and then black in all these lower sections. And then I move over to K, and K is just all black, so that seems easy enough. I can just fill all those in. And that's basically it. I'm just moving one square at a time, dividing it into 4 quarters if I need to, or just filling the whole thing in solid. And then when I move down to my next line, I'll move down to my next line. And then I'll move down to my next line, and I'll move down to my next line. And it's just going to continue working as if you're reading text or typing. It's just moving left to right, top to bottom. trying to decide whether I'm going to go solid or divide it into quarters, and which colors I'm going to use, or shades if I'm going black and white. There's not much more to it. The hardest part's how to fill in a particular quarter or square, and with which color should I use. And that's really all there is to it.